Hello, guys. So, until few of you are gonna join, I'm just gonna introduce the topic and why I'm doing this live today. So, as I posted on my story yesterday, I wanted to know what was your dream job. And I'm really curious because I know that many people are doing their dream job, but I also know that some people really, really want to find this dream job, and they either can't, or they don't know where to start, or they don't know what it is. So, oh, hi. Hi, everyone who joined. So I'm also recording that for the YouTube, so you can also watch it later on my channel. But, so some of you answered that you want to be DJs, photographers, therapists, a lawyer, and a lot of these jobs. And I answered every one of you in private, just kind of talking to you guys. And I realized a lot of people sometimes don't know how to start with their dream job, or they don't know exactly what they want to do. So I have a few tips that I wanted to share with you about how to start doing this dream job thing, and what to expect out of it. So I saw kind of like 6 main problems that most of you wrote me. And the first problem kind of started with parents or unsupportive environment, people that tell you that you should do something else and not what you really want to do. And it's really complicated because when we don't have the supporting environment, I feel like it's way harder to start, especially if you want to do something that requires, support, like money from your family or a space or, a circle of people who give you something. And the person who I talk with, I'm not gonna say any names, I'm not gonna, reveal anything, but they told me that the parents don't support what they want to do, so they need to go and do something else. And what I think about that is that in the end, it's your life and it's your decision. And if you're gonna end up doing something you're not happy with, just to make your parents proud or happy, you're gonna be miserable. And it's not gonna help you, because in the end, when you're 40 or 50, you're gonna decide to change path anyway, and you're gonna go to college again, or you're gonna start doing it from the beginning. And I saw a lot of people, and I'm going to college now, and I'm seeing a lot of people age 30, 40, 50 that are going to college now because they decided to make a change with their lives. And that's completely fine. That's amazing. My mom changed her life entirely when she was 50. And I think it's really respectful, but I also think that if you have the chance to do it now, encourage yourself to do what you love to do. Which leads me to the second thing that you guys said, is that you don't know what you want to do. So when you don't know what you want to do, what I like to start with, because I also didn't know what I want to do. Music was my hobby, and I didn't even think that it can be a career. And then I did photography as a hobby, and I was like, yeah, well, it's just a hobby, So what I encourage you to do, if you don't know what you want to do, like one person told me they want to be a business owner, but they don't know what exactly they want to do. So what I like to do is to start with the question of, what do you have to offer people? Do you have a specific talent or a skill that you may be thinking about? That's something that people often ask you to do. Maybe people come to ask your advice, or maybe people come to you all the time and be like, can you draw me that and do me that and do that? Or maybe whatever it is, and just think of what people ask you, and think maybe you have something that you didn't even consider can be something you want to do for the rest of your life. And then after that, you can think, where do I want to be in 5 to 10 years? What do I want my lifestyle to be? Do I want to manage something? Do I want to spend my day around children? Do I want to, travel the world? And go from there. Think what you really, really want to do and explore. Try different things. I had so many jobs when I was growing up. I had so many things that I did until I finally figured it out, until I finally decided, like, okay, I'm gonna be a musician. And even though right now I'm also doing photography, and I found a way to combine these. Wait. Okay. So, all of you who are writing me things that are not related right now to dream jobs, so just DM me later and we can talk about it definitely, because I don't want to go to different topics, and I want to continue about your dream jobs. So definitely DM me though about collaborations and all these things. Mindset, yeah, definitely a mindset, definitely control, definitely deciding what you want to do and just go with it. Which also something that some of you actually wrote me in the answers is that you do know what you want to do, but you kind of stuck. You don't know where to start. You don't know what to do. So it's definitely hard. I think to start, and as I answered some of you, I think starting is the hardest thing because you are starting from nowhere. It's like you don't have anything yet. You're just taking your first step. So beyond the fact that you're afraid and you don't know how people are going to respond to that, you don't know how your family is going to take it, you need a plan. You need to know where to start. So what I think is, well, first of all, and it's going to sound so stupid, but I think it's like the best thing that I can tell you right now is just, oh my God, just start. Because most likely, and that's how it was for me when I started, I didn't start from like, oh my God, my best song or my best photo. I started just with what I had, with what I know. And with the things that I did, I just kept learning more and more. And I think that's something that, many of us don't start because we think that, oh my God, I don't know enough. I need to study more. I need to practice more before I actually show it to people. No, because, and I think that's something that also relates to me. People like to follow your journey and they like to see what you're doing. And you can't start from being the best. You're just starting with what you have, with what you got. And then you just go from there. And I encourage you to start. And I also wanted to tell you that if you don't have the support and your family doesn't support you, which is really hard, but first of all, I'm here. So if you want to write me a text, and if you want to call me, and if you want to talk to me, just don't call me out of nowhere. Just let me know before, because I can't talk, I can't just answer all the time, but let me know. And we can have a conversation and we can talk. And I love you too. We can talk and I can encourage you and I can maybe even give you tips on how to start and maybe even explore with you the way or the plan or something that will help you to actually start or define what you want to do. So I'm here for that. But I also want to tell you a little story, really, really short story about a friend of mine. She's a tattoo artist. And when she started, her parents didn't support her. And they wanted her to be a doctor. And she didn't want to be a doctor. She was a tattoo artist and she's one of the best, honestly. She's one of the best. They didn't support her. She didn't have their support, but she did anyway. And after, I think, 6 or 7 months, when she started climbing up and working with big studios and doing tattoos for a lot of people and making a lot of money with that, they realized that it's more than just a silly thing. They realized that you can succeed with other things that are not a doctor. And they realized she is happy and she's doing what she loves. She's making a living and they accepted her and now they fully support her because in the end, it's her life. And your parents can recommend you, they can tell you what they prefer, they can help you decide, but in the end, the decision is just yours. It's your life and you need to decide what makes you happy. And if you want to be something, fight for it. Which again leads me to the next point that some of you told me, it's the lack of money and resources to do something that you love. And I think it really depends because if you want to do something with the arts, like music or photography, tattoos, I think it's a little bit cheaper to find the right education because you can practice yourself, you can go to YouTube and find a lot of resources. But I think if you want to be like a lawyer or a therapist or a doctor and you need like a higher education to do that, it's a bit harder when you don't have the money or the support or the resources. But I do recommend that you will look for online institutions because a lot of colleges, especially now after COVID, started doing online degrees and these are way cheaper than actually attending to a university. And I guess some of you in your countries, maybe education is a bit cheaper, or maybe you can explore opportunities and see how you can still start doing something that you like. And today, with all the world, with social media and YouTube and all the online resources, you can definitely start with something. You can start somewhere. And again, if you don't know, just ask, and maybe I can help. Maybe I know something or someone or some resource that maybe you still struggling to find, and that's fine, because when I was starting out, I didn't know anything. I didn't know what to do. And I remember when I decided I'm gonna do music professionally, I was lucky enough because my mom gave me the opportunity to go and study in Los Angeles and Musicians Institute. And I came there clueless, absolutely clueless. And I was surrounded by people, by musicians that know their shit. And I was like, damn, I don't know anything. And I was so afraid in the beginning. But I caught up and I went to a lot of private lessons and I opened YouTube and I started practicing and I started learning. And I kind of realized that everyone has their own progress. And the fact that this person is in their own journey and maybe in this level right now doesn't mean that I need to start from here. They also started from here and they grew, and I'm starting from here and I'm growing, that's fine. And when I realized that I have to stop comparing myself to other people and to their success and to their journey, it just became so much easier. So much easier. So welcome to all the people who joined now. We're talking about having your dream job, and I've been just telling people about what I think about dream job and about having a dream job and how to start. And before we continue, I just want to make sure, because I have this notes, it's the first live I ever did. So I'm just checking my notes that I'm doing everything that I wanted to say. Let's see. Oh, okay. So one other thing that I wanted to say is that some of you wrote that you kind of stuck and you don't have the inspiration to continue forward, and you kind of started, but then you got stuck and you don't know what to do. So something that helped me, because I've been there and I've been in this path that you kind of okay, now what? Nothing's happening. I'm kind of stuck. I don't have the motivation or the inspiration, what to do. What helped me is, first of all, is kind of to identify the problem. And it sounds hard, but it's actually not, because you start thinking back and you're thinking, okay, when did I lose this inspiration? When did I lose the motivation to actually chase my dreams and, what I want to do? And finding the source of the problem often, it really helps to solve the problem, because if I'm thinking about myself, and I remember that during COVID, I lost it. And it was so hard to motivate myself and to keep doing what I do. And I realized it's because I wasn't surrounded by people who did the same thing that I was doing. And I know it can be really, really hard, because when you're alone, and especially when you're lacking the support of your family about doing what you're doing, sometimes you feel really, really lonely in your process. But then again, we live in a really in an online world, and there are so many communities out there. And I don't know in which country you are, but in the US, there is Meetup and all these sources that you can just go online and find people who doing what you do, who you can talk to. And you can find them on Facebook groups, on Instagram, in your local communities. And I think it really helps to understand that there are people who are doing what you're doing and going through what you're going through. And you can share tips and advice and just kind of share your journey. I know this is something that got me really stuck when I was back in Israel for COVID, because I don't know anyone in Israel who does music. I started it in LA, and when I went back to Israel, I was really alone. Now I'm in New York and I have more people to talk to work with, to open up to about all these things, and it really, really helps. So that's something that you can definitely use. And again, if you don't know, talk to me. I'm here, okay? I'm right here. And I think this is it. I wanted to end with really encourage you to go for it and to chase your dreams. It's not easy. It's really, really not easy. It's hard. You get stuck, you get unmotivated, you have bad days. Sometimes you fail, sometimes you fall and you need to get back up, and it's fine. But I think, and one of you told me in the private message that the job that I really want, the career that I really want, it's not practical. But I'm sure when you love what you do, when you truly inspire what you do and you believe in that, success will follow. It will always follow. If you watch all these successful people talking about their careers on YouTube, they are successful because they truly enjoy and love what they do. And I think it's so important to find what you love to do and go for it. And another really small tip before I finish this is that you can always combine. You don't have to do just one thing. You can go and expand. Because during COVID, I realized that my hobby as a photographer actually paid off, because people started asking me to take photos of them and bring my camera everywhere. And then they started paying me for that. And then I realized, wait a second. So I am a photographer as well, and I'm good at this. So let me continue. And when that continued, and I realized, wait, I'm splitting myself between music and photography. I want to find a way to combine that. So I found a way to combine it, and I don't need to give up on music to become a photographer. And I can still study. I'm going to college to study acting. I'm studying acting because I like to be on stage, and I already did music. So I wanted to expand my knowledge and do that. But I find a way to combine all of that. And I'm doing the show in May when I'm the lead role. And it's so much fun because I get to be on stage and be an artist. But I also keep doing my music here on Instagram with you guys. And I found a way to combine it with photography right here, which I wanted to share with you. I did photography books. With my travels from Georgia and from New York. And I combine it with my lyrics. These are my photos. And I combine it with my lyrics. And what I do is I give it away as merch on my shows. And that way I can combine my two worlds of photography and music. And that's fine to go to college and study something while you do something else. And it's fine to explore. And it's fine to start something and realize this is not for you and change your path. These are all fine. Because in the end, what matters is just for you to enjoy your life and be happy. And ask yourself the question, do I do what I love to do? Am I seeing myself doing the same thing for many years? Ask yourself that, and then you can kind of start realizing if you're doing the right thing or not. And if not, try other things, change it, try, explore. And if you need some help, again, helping you plan your future, helping you just listen to you or ask the right questions or kind of motivate you, I'm here, just text me, all good. And if you missed the beginning of this conversation or the end, you needed to go, you missed it, I'm gonna upload it to YouTube as soon as possible. It's gonna be on my channel and we can always talk later. Hi from New York. Wow, Singapore. Nice. Hi, you guys. I'm so happy you're watching. This is fun. It was my first live. I hope I did well. But I'm gonna try to do more, and I'm gonna try to ask you more questions, and maybe we can talk about it in the future, about more things. Share with me what you think. Share with me in the comments. You can write here before I finish, because I think I'm finishing really soon. But it was so nice to read all these things. Oregon, hi. Where are you guys from? Wow. Houston, hi. I never been to Houston. I really want to visit there one day because I used to live in LA and now I'm in New York. And I visited some states in between. I went to Virginia, we were in Connecticut. I went to Vegas for one night, one time, but never been to Texas. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for watching. It was really fun. I don't know how to end this and how to save this, but I'm gonna try. So have a good night. When you're in NYC, definitely let me know. Bye, you guys.